What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you guys are having an amazing day. It's been raining all day. So I love the rain. I know April showers brings May flowers, all that good stuff. But I hope that you are somewhere warm, safe, and dry. So let's get into this Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, season 10, part one. Okay. So, the ladies, first of all, let me just say that this is one of the best reunion looks that I've seen from Potomac. So, I don't want to be too shady on that, right? I want to start off on a good note because the first thing I thought of was Aretha Franklin when she said gowns, beautiful gowns, right? Shade assassin, may she rest in peace. But no, I think that all of them are beautiful here. This is a great shot. This reunion, it was okay, right? Like it wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst. I feel like it was okay. I do appreciate, Andy actually being a lot more forthcoming. I appreciate the dialogue between all the ladies. And I do feel like there will absolutely be some cast shakeups. They're needed, right? I feel like Candice probably decided that she was going to quit the show after watching back, seeing how it was edited. Do I feel like they gave her a fair edit? I feel like they could have been a little bit more balanced, right? We all know that Giselle is the darling of this show. She knows it, everyone knows it, which is why she acts the way she does, right? She says what she says. And I'm glad that, when they were in the Dominican Republic and she came to Karen and just basically said, well, why didn't you stick up for me? And Karen's like, listen, you're coming for my friends, Candice and Wendy, and my hands are full. I'm busy, deal with it, right? Karen has her own stuff going on, which I'm sure she'll be the target this upcoming season. I hope that she's doing better and dealing with her grief in a more constructive way. But the darling or the VIP of this reunion, I would have to say, would be Mrs. Mia Thornton. Okay, because she had her husband behind her saying and greeting the man in front of her, right, on her cell phone, Mr. Inc. Okay, so Mia is, she was getting it from the front end and the back end support, which is a lot more than we can say for Robyn. Unfortunately, I feel like, again, while this was also, a pivotal moment for Candice deciding that she was going to leave the show on her own terms, which was really good. I feel like this is also the moment, the crucial moment when Robyn was going to leave the show, maybe not of her own volition, right? When Andy basically took Robyn to task and said, well, Juan isn't here and he doesn't have a basketball game. And everybody clocked that T like, okay, Andy, that was a bit shady, which it was. However, you have to realize that, this man is trying to produce a show, and with the ratings steadily declining, it would have been a lot, it would have been helpful to have Juan there. And I'm sure that, of course, he didn't want to be under fire. As Wendy had pointed out, you do want your husband there to be your life partner, to be your support system. She was like, he should have stepped up and been here because, so you wouldn't have to take all these bullets by yourself. Robyn is constantly defending Juan. And she's a good one because after he was caught in that closet on that hot mic saying, if it wasn't for his two boys, he would have been out of there a long time ago. He would have left Robyn a long time ago, trying to find his true love. And he's been running the streets of Potomac ever since. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it is love. I know she said that they were best friends and they've been in a relationship on and off 20, plus years. But this man does not support Robyn the way that the other husbands do. And so Andy, I feel like he was just like, okay, well, Robyn's not opening up. She says that she 100% doesn't care, like, I don't know why you would come on a show and be so apathetic, even in your tagline. Like, that's not a good look, telling your boss that you don't care. So he was like, yeah, you're chopped. Your husband's not here. And, they brought up Michael, but Ashley's like, well, I massage Michael's feet every night. Um, it's just, I know that she said that she was worried she didn't want to be under a bridge like her mother. And I understand that. I've never, thank the Lord, ever been homeless or under a bridge, but I can understand her fear of that. I would have hoped that that would have driven her to perhaps, pursue other avenues of income, not just starting a clothing line with Giselle, but, focusing on higher education. I'm not saying that she has to have, more degrees than a thermometer like Dr. Wendy, but she could have, went to college. She could have, tried to better herself because, as we learned from our good, AG in Georgia, Fonnie Williams, a man is not a plan. Okay. A man is a companion. And Michael is enjoying the power that he has over Ashley. Is really twisted, to be honest. I don't see her being on the show much longer. I feel like he possibly will dangle that carrot of trying to pay her to stay off of the show. Um, but the fact that, she is not really moving forward toward divorcing Michael anytime soon. I mean, Mia clocked that tea. She was like, I'll probably be divorced before you are. And to be honest, I feel like, again, going back to older men using money to control younger women, that when Gordon said that during that therapy session, or Mia was telling the therapist that Gordon took all of her money down to zero, that's financially abusive. That's concerning. So I feel like, you know, that's a bigger red flag than them agreeing to have an open marriage. And not to mention, Inc. says that he thinks that their son um, could possibly be his. And so, he wants to spend more time. So I feel like Mia needs to step it up, hopefully next season, and give us the paternity results, because we are missing Maury. But I feel like, now that we're invested, we want to know who was the father, Mia. I mean, you have us in the middle of this love triangle. Let us know, girl. All right, so moving on to Candice and Giselle. So Giselle is just, the consummate mean girl. She is the AKA I passed the paper bag test. um, and I was talking to somebody on Twitter about this because I know that Giselle's being dragged, on the social media streets for filth. But I will say that I feel like her framework, her mindset is still on that Hampton University campus where she's trying to haze these young women, like they are trying to pledge, AKA. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? Shout out to all the Divine Nine, everybody who's in a sorority, even if you're not in the D9, right? That's great. Everybody is different. I'm not trying to put anybody's choice to join a sorority down. But Giselle being, in her 50s, I believe, trying to still haze people, like, let's not, you know what I mean? Like, no, we're not going to try to dog Monique, right? She stepped to her and she was like, oh, you don't have a home? And Monique was like, no, we have 4 homes. Okay, clock it. Like, and Giselle was gagged and came for her ever since, right? The same thing with Candice and Dr. Wendy. I feel like Giselle, do I feel like she's a colorist? Absolutely. And I feel like, colorism is so dangerous because just like with any caste system or system of oppression, that proximity to power, people have this certain expectation. That's why you see a lot of women, Karens, so not Karen Huger, but the Karen-esque type of people. They have this unrealistic expectation in their head. They've been socialized to believe that, because they are on this specific level of this social hierarchy, that they should be able to punch down, they should be able to haze, like, in a sorority type fashion, that they should be able to denigrate people who are further on those lower rungs, so to speak, on that social hierarchy. Dr. Isabel Wilkerson did a masterful job in her book Caste. And then Ava DuVernay just made a movie about it. It's called Origin. You guys should check it out. But basically, colorism is just another remnant of, white supremacy. And a lot of people, that's what I feel like the whole, January 6th and all that is about. Giselle has that exact same mindset. She feels like, because she is a beautiful woman and because she has light hair, light skin, light eyes, she's been socialized and conditioned to believe that she deserves more than the darker skinned women on her cast. And I don't know if it's a conscious belief. I don't know if she's even aware of it. She may not even be cognizant of how she projects this colorist viewpoint. Robyn has it too, not as much. Hers is maybe more covert, you know. Giselle's is more overt, but the way that she talks to Candice and Wendy, and the way she talked to Monique, and even Nneka, she is just using her as a scapegoat. But she treats Karen and Mia completely different than the other women on and Ashley completely different than the other women on the cast. So I hope going forward that and I don't know how long Giselle will be there, but I hope that somebody, and I feel like Dr. Wendy is doing a good job of it, of calling her out, because she is the consummate mean girl. When Candice was crying, there's no reason why she should have mocked that girl's tears. You know what I mean? When you're vulnerable on a national stage like that, and Giselle's like, oh, those fake tears are coming. No, Candice was like, I bet you it was that in that moment, she's like, I'm done, I quit. And she should, for her own mental health and well being. Good for her. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. This was my recap of RHOP Part 1. I'm looking forward to Part 2 and 3. But I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.